So since I did do an Uber Eats application tutorial for those drivers out there wanting to get started with Uber Eats, I figured I can do the same with DoorDash, and I got a pretty little red theme in the background for DoorDash. Now, I will say this much. My tutorials are what I call freelance tutorials. And what that means is I have the application right here in front of me, and I'm gonna go along with you guys on this app. I don't have any specific order, and if you don't want that format or don't like that format, I do apologize. There's other tutorials out there, but if you feel free to follow along with me, hopefully this tutorial will help you. With that being said, I also want to mention I am a DoorDash Canada driver, so my app might look a little bit different than your app. With that being said, let's continue with the tutorial. So with DoorDash right now, if I open up my app and I just have it freelance, you see the map. This is what happens when you've already applied for your application and everything is done. Now I'm going to click this one in Brossard right now, and it gives me the option to dash along the way. There is basically 3 ways that you can dash. Dash means starting your deliveries. If it's in your region, I'm classified as Longueuil, and it's red, it will give you the option to dash now. If it's a sub-region like mine, Brossard, and it's red, it will give me the option to dash along the way. That means you still go out, you still head towards that direction, and they will push you deliveries as you go along. And the other option is to schedule. So if there you go, you see on the app right now it's gone gray. That means, for example, there's nothing I can do. I can't go out and dash right now. So the only way I can is by clicking schedule. Now the problem with scheduling your dashes, might not be convenient to your hours. It's not the same as Uber Eats when you can go out and do as you please. You have to go based on the schedule. Right now, it is 10:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but they don't need a dasher until at least 11:30 at night. Now I will say this much. Scheduling yourself for a dash might not be in your benefit because it does not mean DoorDash will be busy. They might just need 1 or 2 drivers because they gotta make sure they have drivers on the road for the evening, but you might get no hours, and take it from me, I love doing the evening hours. Now, if you look currently in my area right now, Longueuil, it currently says dash now. It just so happens it says it's busy. So if I did click dash now, that's all I would have to do. I know it's a different format. If you're in the US, you have to sign off that you have your heating bag and your mask, etc. We don't have to do that on the DoorDash app in Canada. But I would just hit dash now and I would be good to go. If I wanted to go to a sub-region, I could schedule, but I'd have to go based on their time slots. And that's how it works for the dashing part. Now, you did see previously in Brossard though, it says, now see, they keep going back and forth here. They don't know which side needs what. You see right now, you see the $1 peak pay until 12 a.m. So what's a peak pay? Peak pay is an incentive bonus top-up that DoorDash will give you for every order you do. So for every order I would do in Brossard, they're gonna give me $1 payout additional. Now, you can check out additional promotions by heading to the top right-hand corner of your screen and clicking on promos. Now, here's the thing with promos. You gotta schedule them. If you go out and you're doing a dash now and DoorDash is pushing a promo pay, you'll automatically get it. But for the most part, if you're not scheduling with DoorDash, they probably aren't gonna need you for a promo. So if I go to Boucherville, for example, and I click on it, let's go ahead and click the red bar and see what happens. Boom, they kicked me out just like I thought. That means I cannot schedule that promotional pay period. But with Brossard, if I click there and I click on the schedule, well, the only time I can schedule for that promotion is from 11:30 to 12 o'clock. And I gotta keep in mind, it's a nighttime shift. The odds are they're probably not even gonna push me. They might give me 1 order, 1 delivery, but that's it. And there you go again. Longueuil is busy, but Longueuil, not a promo pay. So is it gonna be beneficial for me to go out for a non-promo pay versus a promo pay? In my opinion, no. Top left-hand corner where you see the icon for a bell. If you click there, if there's any updates that are being provided by DoorDash, you will see it there. And right next to it, the next door neighbor, it looks like a text box. If you click there, if you have any messages, they will be there. If we go to the far right upper hand corner, there is a question mark on your page. This is what you're going to be needing when you need to utilize any help format. So if you got to go over your earnings, if you have to go over your pay schedule, or if you need Dasher's help, which this one we tend to need. Now the problem here is the screen is black, so I can barely see anything, but there's things like account management taking longer. So let's click on account management. So when do Dashers get paid? How do I add or update my information? I'm going to switch my screen super quickly to the white screen, and then I hope when I go back that will be easy to see. There you go. My mistake. I'm on a black screen. That's why. Dashers pay, account management, taking longer than expected, problem accepting the orders. So this is what you're going to be using when you need to talk with Dasher support. It's extremely important. If you're unassigning an order and you need somebody to help you with that, which you will need for DoorDash 90% of the time, otherwise you get pinpointed and blamed for it, you need to go to their support team. So you can go through here. You could also look up on Google for a local DoorDash support contact number. I much more prefer calling them over doing these chats, because I find their chats they just simply take way too long. So we've covered the promos, the question mark, the text, and the notifications. Now we're gonna drift to the far upper left-hand corner of our screen with those three lines. And this is where you're gonna see more things that you can do. Dash, schedule, earnings, ratings, and then you got a few things left on the bottom. So Dash is the one we've already covered. It's your main screen. Schedule. Scheduling is much like entering a promotion. The only difference is that there's no promo pay involved, but there could be. This schedule payout basically just tells you that DoorDash is probably going to need drivers during this time period, and there may or may not be a promo pay. So if I wanted to schedule myself for the Longale area, let's say between 3 to 4, I'm going to click on the pencil and I'm going to click create, and I'm just going to say yes for the 3 to 4. As soon as I click it, it says you've signed up for the Dash, thanks. If I go back to my home screen, we can see that it says you're scheduled to Dash in QC Longale on Sunday, February the 6th between 3 to 4. Now you can go in and click change, for example, and if you make up your mind and you decide you don't want to do that Dash, just click delete Dash and it's gone. Going back into here, you can schedule for your sub-regions. They tell me, for example, it's 56 locations, and I can go based on car. I can toggle between left and right, just like you can on Uber Eats, so it's very easy. And of course, up and down. Gonna go back into my settings, I guess. I don't know what you call that button. And we're gonna go to everybody's favorite spot, earnings. So in earnings, sorry guys, it's just very annoying. The earnings tab. So this one's the most important one because many people want to get paid in advance. You want to see how you earn, etc. So for this week, I've made $105.50. If I go ahead and click on it, you can see my breakdown. Now with DoorDash, for example, you get the daily breakdown under dashes. So we can see my DoorDash pay, customers tip, my active, and my dash time. So by active time, they mean how long have you been active doing an order. Dash time is how long you've been on the app, how many deliveries that you've done, and then you can get the breakdown of the days. So the reason why February the 4th is separated is because when you commit to a Dash, if you commit to it, let's say for 1 hour and then you're done, that 1 hour stamps for that one time slot. Basically the $29.50 that you're seeing. Then on February the 4th, I did another section. I did 2 hours. That was $76. So if you wanted to get the breakdown of it, let's click, for example, February the 4th for the $29.50. As soon as I open it up, it will give me the details of my deliveries, the pay, if there was a bonus pay, and if there was a tip. At the bottom, you're seeing extra earnings. Extra earnings is, let's say, for example, and I've had this before, you go to a restaurant, you go for the order, and the restaurant says, no, I've already given that to another Dasher. What are you talking about? you have to call and get that order canceled. When you get it canceled, the dispatch person will still pay you half the amount, and it goes under extra earnings. That's where DoorDash puts that column for it. Now, for this week, for example, let's say I want my pay earlier. Typically, DoorDash, I get my pays every Monday night, and payout is on Monday. Because it's on Monday, you can get it on Monday night, Tuesday, or Wednesday, but I always get mine on Monday night. But let's say I wanted to get it earlier. So there's a few ways that you can do it, but if you see at the top right-hand corner, it kind of looks like a house. It's a bank, actually. Click on the bank. And as soon as you click on the bank, it's gonna load up. So my current payment method, I'm set up for weekly deposits. But there's also other payment methods. So it's called Fast Pay. Access your earnings anytime with a $1.99 fee. If you click on Learn More, it tells you that I'm eligible for Fast Pay. You must have completed at least 25 lifetime deliveries and been on the platform for more than 14 days. So if you want to agree to it, there are certain debit cards that are acceptable with certain banks. Payments will be sent to the debit card on file. Prepaid cards are not acceptable. Funds will be ready as soon as 30 minutes up until 24 hours. And then you would click agree to continue. Now within that same, I meant to click my bank again. Within that same location, if I wanted to change my pre-authorized payment option, you just basically click on the, what you just saw me do, the arrow, there we go. You click on it and you can click on update banking details, and then you can just simply switch the bank account. And it's the same thing for all your orders. So you can go through as many of them as you wanted. I've only started with DoorDash the week of December the 6th to December the 12th. Yes, I'm a DoorDash newbie, but I've been on, doing enough of these orders to play around with it. And you would get even more history if you had more history with DoorDash. Then you got ratings. So you got your average current ratings. This took a while because of how many deliveries I've done. My total lifetime deliveries, I've only done 45 deliveries with DoorDash. So don't expect after the first 3 or 4 that you're going to be getting ratings right away. You probably won't. But if I click on my average ratings, I'm a 5.0. So Dashers need a 4.7 or above to be considered a top Dasher. I've had 6 ratings done. We get customers' feedback. So communication, follow delivery instructions, other handling, and furthering lists. I got thumbs up on those ones. I even had a customer said that I went above and beyond. Now, if you do see down here, there is a deactivation policy. It's eligible if you're under 4.2. So there's ways like texting and communicating with your customer when you get an order to prevent those things that's happening. Because I'm not doing deliveries right now, I can't exactly show you that, but at least you're having some understanding that you can be deactivated if you're under a 4.2. Acceptance rate. Do not be concerned if you don't accept all orders. You're not expected to. No, you cannot get deactivated for this. My acceptance rate is only 27% of my orders that are accepted. I'm very picky and choosy, but this is basically based on out of your 100, how many have you accepted and how many have you have not. Is DoorDash gonna push you more or less orders because you've accepted more or less? Not that I know of, because I've still been getting some pretty good payouts. Completion rate. So with DoorDash, you can be deactivated if you end up not completing over 80% of orders. So when you commit, you're seriously following through, Ashley. Completion rate is the number of deliveries you completed out of 100. So you do want to keep that over 80% to also avoid deactivation. Earlier on time, again, it's the same thing. You want to be on time when it comes to your deliveries. And then this is your total lifetime deliveries. You click it and it literally just shows 45. Now you have certain things. When you go back to that far left-hand upper corner and you click on it, the next thing we have is account. So if I click on account details, very self-explanatory. You can go ahead and edit your account details. Mine are all blurred out on your screen right now for my privacy and protection, much like a lot of these things that you've been seeing have been blurred out. Then you have a red card. So for those that don't know, when it comes to DoorDash, you can sometimes be doing a red card order. That means that the customer is not paying basically through a credit card through the applications, they're paying through other means. And because of that, you have to use the red card that you'll be getting from DoorDash to pay for those items. So you take the red card to the store, but before you do so, you have to activate it. You would activate it here. You put the delight number and the last 4 digits. Again, mine's marked off here for privacy reasons, so you don't see mine. If you lost it, just go ahead and click mark as lost. Settings. So again, just like you can with Uber Eats, you can navigate. So you can use Google Maps in the app navigation. I keep it on that. Google Waze or Google Maps, or you can use Waze, whichever one. You can enable the floating dash widget, so that's the little icon that floats on your screen if you put DoorDash on standby. Notifications for promotions, I just turned it off because it don't matter. They will send me the notifications for promotional peak pay. I go and click it and they're already all taken in my area. Manage the account, it brings you for managing your account information. Lights and dark mode, so that's when I was showing before. I was on dark mode and I switched to lights. You can do system default though. That's an automatic setting that when it reaches a certain PM or AM, it will automatically put it on lights or dark. And then, you know, things like application information that I normally never bother with. And then, of course, you have your logout. So it's pretty self-explanatory application when it comes to DoorDash, with the exception of the fact that you can't always click Dash now. Uber Eats, I can go out whenever I want and it's kind of at my risk. DoorDash, you can't. And with DoorDash, you got to keep in mind that you could be scheduling yourself, but if they only need 1 or 2 drivers and there's no orders, you might be scheduling yourself for no reason. So I hope this quick tutorial, again, freelance tutorial, helps you when it comes to getting set up as a DoorDash driver with this DoorDash driver application tutorial. And I'm going to see you all in the next video.